Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. How you doing today? Oh boy, what a great day it is, right? Today is Monday. Monday, the 24th of May. My gosh, the end of May. I just cannot believe it, the last week of May. Well, with that being said, guys, we have an interesting subject today. It's going to be podcast number 186. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Before we get into this, hope everybody's safe and did wonderful things with their families this weekend, which leads us into a great Monday where we're talking about overcoming the negatives of the industry, podcast number 186. You don't want to miss this episode. Look, there's a lot of negativity that comes with associating yourself with this industry. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing and what to say and use certain things to overcome the negativity that you're certainly going to encounter. Your business future, your success, your financial future is all dependent upon how you are going to overcome the word MLM, network marketing, pyramid scheme. Those things and more can put a great dampener on your business building activity. Once again, find out how to overcome those things in today's episode. As you know, we go live each and every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We ask that you will share our podcast with our fellow network marketers all across the globe. You can do that by utilizing hashtag the MLM Solution, hashtag the MLM Solution. That way they can get access to this great information themselves. And we know that we want our fellow network marketers to be as successful as we are. All right, with that being said, I'm going to hop off of here so we can get the show started here in a moment. See you in a
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hey, Miss Marie, how are you doing today?
Good morning. Happy Monday. Monday.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I'm looking forward to this week. It's kind of the last week of spring, maybe not officially, but next week we officially start summer for the most part. So I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited for it, but here it is, the 6th month already. 6 months. My word. Who would have thought? I would have never. I know I say it all the time, but I'm just dumbfounded, Miss Marie. You're not my age. The clock goes from 24 hours to 12 hours a day for us that are older. And the calendar goes from 12 months to 6 months.
So I'm somewhere around 18 hours and 9 months. So I'm catching up with you.
So it's just crazy how fast time goes.
It is.
Yes. And you know what? We're still having some wonderful weather here. It's a little bit warm, but we're still having wonderful weather. And I'm grateful for that. We've had a long spring, which I know I've said it before. I'll take some pictures for Freelance Friday. Our plants, for the first time in probably 6-7 years, have we get to see their true capabilities because the spring was long, had enough rain, there wasn't a lot of heat, and these things just took off. I mean, they are strong, they are robust. They're beautiful. They're bigger than they've ever been. The wife and I are just totally amazed. I'll take some pictures and show you and give you some kind of comparison. But anyway, it's just amazing. I don't know if you've encountered that there, and maybe it's more normal there than it is here. But we usually, as I said before, have 2-3 days of spring and straight into summer.
I'd have to say we've had a pretty nice spring as well, but we had a relatively dry winter. We didn't have a lot of snow. We haven't had a lot of rain this spring, so we're kind of dry. Things aren't as green as I'm used to them being about this time of year. We're kind of like end of June-ish brown already. So
right. Well, I'll tell you what. We did have a strong winter, which is so bizarre, the opposite of you. and evidently it's paid huge dividends. That being said, Miss Marie, we got a wonderful subject today, overcoming the negatives of the industry. As you know, there's many negatives that come into this industry just by the nature of its name. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to take a deep dive in those things, guys, and stick around for that. And if you like what you hear, please give us a thumbs up. I've seen that we have been getting some thumbs up, and I want to thank you guys for all that. If you understand the points we're making, you can understand the value of it. You can see how these things can help you. Give us a thumbs up. We love that feedback, because you know the algorithms love that as well. And please share, like, and comment on our various social media platforms. Once again, when you interact with us on our various platforms, that entices the algorithm to put our message out there in front of more people. As you know, we have to have a team effort, meaning you and us, to get this message out to the world. And we thank you guys in advance for helping us do that. Ms. Marie, our numbers continue to be strong. I look forward to going to the next level. June 1st, as you know, there's a lot of great things coming down the road. You've been exposed to a little bit of it, but there's more changes to come. And it's very exciting. And it's exciting for me because it means I'm at the end of the road. I'm tired of working on this stuff. But every day I make big chunks towards the end, and I've done that. And I'm very grateful that I'm at the end. I'm grateful that God has given me the ability to be around long enough to finish this. I'd hate to go to my grave and not have it done.
Well, I know you've been working hard, lots of improvements to the website, and there's some cool things coming down the road here. So I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah, and there's a possibility we may have one or two new people joining us, and we'll start going in that new direction. And I'll be in my new studio. I'm still tweaking it and testing it. So, and as you know, I've got some things coming out your way in the mail. So there's a lot of changes coming very shortly.
Yeah, exciting. Good.
I know. Well, you know what? We've got our feet under us. We know what we're doing now. You and I have developed a wonderful rapport on well, we've always gotten along, but I mean, it's one thing to be a friend, another thing to be able to pull this off. It comes across natural to people, but that's because you and I have been working at it. Thank God, when we first started doing this, we kind of meshed together, and it made the maturation process a little bit easier. Because you and I rarely talk after the shows are over. That's because we're on the same page. I could have asked somebody to join me where I constantly had to update them on, the proper etiquette, when, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to do that. You and I just naturally, and that's awesome. Right?
Exactly. You bring all the knowledge, I bring the witty remarks. So.
Now don't shortchange yourself. You put me on the spot to be the main talker. I think, it's a lot of reading, a lot of exposure, and a lot of experience that has given me the knowledge, and I'm grateful for that. And I as you know, I like being humble, and I don't like showing off, but I will say that I have been a student of the industry. There's no doubt about it. And as you know, I know this industry. That's the reason why people across the world, I think you can see that, have called me over the years wanting, input. That doesn't always mean that they did what I suggested or told them what needed to be done. That's up for them to decide. But I know that Paul Cannon and I, which Paul's very knowledgeable as well, him and I would have some very interesting talks. He would call and say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? There are certain companies that he was looking to join that highlighted commodities. I'll just say that. And he would ask me to look them over, and I would make a recommendation, and that's all it is a recommendation. But the thing is that he, plus many others, appreciated my input. And the bottom line is that he made a decision not to join certain companies. And as hindsight always does, 2020, ended up being the right decision for him. Not because I said it. He wanted an unbiased professional opinion. That's what he wanted. And he knew I would do that.
Yep.
And, it's hard to find a good company, Ms. Marie. It really is. The pickings are slim in today's networking environment. We did a show on the old companies, and I'll be honest with you, that is very enticing. I don't know if I would do it because I'm all about making money as quickly as possible, especially at my age now, but you get the point. there's some real positives in being around the older companies, especially in today's environment where there's such slim pickings when it comes to picking a company.
Well, exactly. And because, we have those established companies and the multi-level marketing, the network marketing model has been around for a while, a lot of people have been exposed to this business model, either directly through participation or indirectly through the stories they hear from friends and family. That kind of feeds into our topic for today, right?
Absolutely.
Because you don't even have to be in this industry to have an opinion about it. You may know nothing other than someone else's experience of what happened and have a negative opinion of this industry. I'm sure you've encountered it multiple times. I live in Utah. It's the network marketing capital of the world. If you say MLM or network marketing, you get the biggest eye rolls and the oh my God, what a scam type of thing around here. So.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yep.
Not if there was any place that was friendly to the industry, it was Utah.
Oh, wow. Heavens. Utah is friendly to the network marketing companies, but from a distributor standpoint, it's a tough market to work in because everybody's already been in multiple companies, or if they haven't, they know people who have and have had bad experiences, and they get fed those stories and they don't really understand how it works. They don't understand the truth of using it as a business model. Too many, we've talked about it before. Too many people are introduced to it by a friend or family member as an easy way to make a lot of money with very little time or effort investment. And that's just not the case, right? No,
it's not. And hopefully you and I will continue to chip away at the negativity that the industry experiences on a daily basis. It's a monumental task because we're 60 years behind. But we have the power of the technology. We have the power of the word. And, the thing is that people can always check on what we're talking about to see if we're hitting the nail on the head. In other words, if we're telling the truth. When they do, they're going to see that we are. And they're going to see, okay, and that's part of the repair process. What people have to understand, Miss Marie, as we go into this, and we segue into this topic, guys, this is nothing more the industry is nothing more than a tool. It's a business. It's been abused terribly. That's the reason why it has the reputation that it does. But the thing is, you have to understand that it is a tool. It is an industry. Amway could be a traditional company like Walmart, okay? If they so chose to do that. They chose the network marketing business model because they wanted to do what? They wanted to empower other people. What Amway stands for is American Way. And what is the American Way? Empowering other people to be successful. In other words, helping your fellow man. In other words, giving people a fair chance to do something with their life. Okay? The American Way. So that's the reason why they chose the network marketing business models, because they said, hey, we could really help a lot of people with this business model versus a traditional business model where, you're not going to be able to help anybody. It's customer based. So you got to understand the intention of the business model to begin with. And that was to give people like myself and Maria and countless millions of others a fair chance to tap into a powerful business model that can help multiple people, sometimes hundreds, sometimes thousands of people, reach new levels of success, whether it's monetary, whether that's a lifestyle, whether that's whatever, becoming debt-free, whatever the case may be. In the network marketing business model, success is defined in many different ways. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the negativity aspect of it. You have to understand that when the industry first started, which it all started around Amway, and really it started around a company called Nutrilite, and I forget the gentleman's name. I gotta look it up. It was Dr. So-and-so. He was a prisoner of war, if I'm not mistaken. If I have this story incorrect, you gotta realize it's been 40-something years since I've read it. I'm going by memory here, which is not a good thing. and count my age as a part of that process. Anyway, and the deterioration of the brain cells. The thing is that we have this story where He was a prisoner of war. He came back. He survived on plants, and he saw the medical benefits of certain plants. And so when he came back to the United States, he started this kind of botanical garden process, if you will. And I really never, from what I understand, intended it to be a nutritional company as it was a way to help other people. Hey, here's the power of plants. Here's my experience in it. And off he went and created Nutrilite. And he was the epicenter. He was the godfather of network marketing because he used this unique, different business model. Instead of hiring salesmen to go out and sell to companies, he was hiring people to be to assemble teams of other people. And I really don't know how to put it other than that was the genesis of the network marketing business model, where Dick DeVos and Jay Van Andel ran into him. And what ended up happening was that you had a situation where they saw the potential of this business model, and they refined it. Of course, they adopted it. They had nothing but soap at that time, but we all know how powerful their soap is. So what ended up happening is that we have a situation where Jay Van Andel, Dick DeVos, they once again saw the potential of this business model, adopted it, refined it, and really took it to the next level. And thus the industry was born. Now, why do I tell you that story? Well, you can see how innocent and pure the business model was from the beginning. All right, number one, people didn't even know. I don't even know if the term multi-level marketing even existed back then. Okay, but what it's telling you, that term multi-level network marketing is nothing more than identifying the multiple levels unto which you could market to people. In other words, you're going to get paid to 7 levels. You're going to get paid to 10 levels, and you can market to people and build a team all the way down to those 10 levels. Okay, kind of a rude term, but that's kind of where it came from, multi-level marketing. Okay, it had multiple levels. And that makes sense, right? So once again, the term itself, even though it's got a lot of negativity around it nowadays because of all the shenanigans, but in the genesis of it all, it was nothing more than a way to identify how the business model worked, okay? And so network marketing, as you know, became a popular term later on, because here's what you're doing. You're marketing, you're networking. In other words, you're getting with other professionals and you're marketing to them. Hey, I've run into this great business model and it's called MLM. And guess what? Here's how it works. Here's what we can do. We can tap into it. Here's what can happen. In other words, you're marketing, whatever approach you use, this MLM opportunity through a networking process where business leaders get together and network and brainstorm, things like that. Thus, the term network marketing became kind of associated with the MLM industry. So with that being said, you have to understand that there was an innocent start to the industry and to the terms that are attached to the industry, okay? So that's a little bit of background. Why do I do that? Because I want you to know how pure it started out, just like anything else. What happened is you got human beings involved. When you get human beings involved, you have a lot of unscrupulous people that will do a lot of unethical things and take advantage of people and lie like the Dickens in order to make quick money. And you also have people that have the ability and have the money to put together a network marketing business because it's relatively easy to do and relatively inexpensive compared to other business models. And what Miss Marie and I could start a network marketing company tomorrow if we wanted to. And the thing is that you have a lot of people that have the money to get a network marketing business started. They don't care about ethics. They don't care about this or that. What they care about is making a lot of money. And what I'm saying is this. Let's say that Miss Marie and I put $1 million into this company, and we knew and we know from the get-go, because we sat down and put a business plan together. Why did we do that? We may be unscrupulous, but we're business people. Okay, we're about making money, and we put down a business plan, and we say, okay, for the next 18 months, here's what we're going to do, and we're going to make about $4 or $5 million, and then we're going to close it down, okay, and or we're going to make $10 million. We'll split it 50-50, and then we're going to close it down. All right. Unfortunately, there are people that do that. Okay, and that's the dark, seedy side of network marketing. Miss Marie, these are the kind of companies that use laundry balls, travel clubs, and other quick, how would you say, out of the norm products that they can put together quickly. And then they have such great promoters. In other words, people that are great orators that will be the center focus of the promotional process to get this company off the ground and to convince people to join. We have the greatest travel club of all time. If it costs you $1,000 to go from here to Cuba, we can do it for $2. You know what I'm saying? And so, and of course, anybody with any common sense would know that's not true. But what they have to have a story in order to get people to join. And Miss Mary, typically they attract people that need money bad. They need money now. And they see a low entry point, $56 to join this company. And then you got to become a travel agent. And then you just got to tell people, hey, you can go to Cuba for $2. And somehow that makes sense in their head, right? You've seen that.
Yeah, I have. And it's interesting because unfortunately, there are those bad actors out there who do those unscrupulous things and don't really act in the best interest of the distributors, of the company as a whole. They're just looking to make that quick buck. But it does not invalidate the business model itself, right? I don't know if you mentioned, I had to step away for a moment. I apologize. But I don't know if you mentioned the fact that, Amway went through the whole thing with the government about whether or not it was a valid business model, and it most certainly is. Yeah. I mean, to the point where there are some traditional businesses that have transitioned to a network marketing model. Yes. Because advertising becomes so expensive, and what's the most effective way to reach people, especially now when everyone's so inundated with advertising and branding messages? It's that word of mouth, person to person communication. The one that comes to mind for me off the bat is Rodan and Fields. You remember back in the day, they were the makeup counter at, I don't know if it was Macy's, Nordstrom's, Marshall Fields, whatever it was, but you went into these more elite department stores to buy their makeup products, and now Rodan and Fields is a network marketing modeled company. Right. So they transitioned from a traditional brick and mortar business model to the network marketing model because they're able to make more money doing that. It's an effective business strategy, and it just makes sense from a marketing standpoint for the company. Right.
Exactly. And Ms. Marie, the thing is that you bring up a really good point, guys. Here's the thing. Companies realize the positives that come with the business model, and they don't hesitate to make that change if they feel that it's worth it. Now, we talked about the unscrupulous people, Miss Marie, that take advantage, that set up these farce companies and try to make as much money as they can and close them down. I have many examples. I've been a part of some of those, and I don't mean an active part, but you know what I mean? I've been around when those things happen and saw them happen and unfold. I on purpose joined a company that had a laundry ring instead of a ball and was using a hybrid binary. I did it because I wanted to see how this thing worked. Okay, I really had no intentions. I made a little bit of money, but I wanted to get on the inside. And one of the guys that sponsored me, in other words, I decided to join them, was one of the guys that was on the ground floor of the whole process. And so unbeknownst to him, I was asking a lot of pointed, intriguing, or not invasive questions. You know what I'm saying? But I had his confidence, and I never relayed any of that. I wanted to find out what their mindset was, how this thing was working.
Oh, looks like we might have a little bit of an internet issue. At least I think it's Rob that's frozen up and not me. But yes, I have had the same experience. You go into a company knowing that it might not be quite what you're hoping it is, but you want to understand how it works. And sometimes, for people like Rob and myself who have experience in the industry, we like to know a little bit more of the ins and outs. And oftentimes it's one thing to be on the outside looking in, but until you're actually engaged with a company, you really can't get into the nitty gritty of things like the compensation plan and the training structure and those types of things. You don't get a chance to understand how it really works until you're actually participating in that company.
Right, exactly. And so anyway, sorry about that. Did you lose yours too, or did I just?
Well, it seemed like you froze up. I'm hoping I stayed on, but it's always hard to tell because sometimes I think it's you that's frozen, and it ends up being me that's frozen. So
Okay.
I guess we'll find out when we go back and look at the replay.
Yes, we will. That being said, let me just say this. Without drag, let's get to the point of, and because we're not dragging it out, we're bringing up different examples. But let me just say this, guys. I joined the laundry ring thing to find out how this worked, because I knew it was the dark, seedy side. I understood, but it was always hearsay on how this worked. I'm not proud of the fact that I did that, but I had to do it. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to find things out. And I needed to find out why people were doing what they did, how they were putting this together, how they were taking advantage of people, blah, 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 blah. I could theorize all day long, and as Miss Marie said, until I got in there and got dirty, either validated what I thought was going on, or it obviously dispelled anything that I might have thought. So with that being said, Miss Marie, the people putting up these con companies to make quick money is really not the major issue, because even though you and I are familiar with them, and even though we hear about them, and maybe even be at a distance where we can see it happening to someone we know, for the most part, that's not the real negativity that faces the industry. What really faces the industry is when you walk up to somebody that you've known for a long time, that you know has not been a part of network marketing, and you say MLM or you say Amway, and all of a sudden, bam. I mean, they immediately have this reaction, and you're like, oh, okay, I would have never thought that they knew anything about network marketing. And all it does is validate what everybody thinks. The term MLM, there are certain keywords, just like we talked about the music to the ears message. There are certain keywords, even in your prospecting process, that you do not want to use. Why? Because they're hot words. They're going to push people away instead of attract them to you. Well, it's no different here. There are certain things that you could say to a friend that's never been a part of the industry, and you're going to see them cringe right away. Or they're going to say, oh my gosh, you're not a part of network marketing, are you? Because they had this preconceived idea, or they knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that negativity comes from a lot of people, unscrupulous people. Here's the biggest problem, Miss Marie. I sponsor Miss Marie and I disappear. She never hears from me again. And then typically that reason it happens, guys, is because I'm a great recruiter, but I don't understand how the business works. I just know I got to recruit people over and over and over. I recruit Miss Marie and I'm done. I'm moving on to my next conquest, which is recruiting another person. Okay. And my goal, and everybody says, well, recruiting is the hardest thing in the world. Miss Marie, you know professional recruiters who do this. They do no training whatsoever. They say, look, I brought you into the business. The company's got all the training materials. It's your job now to learn how to make it work. Never telling you anything else other than that. You've been a part of that. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
It's very
absolutely. Prominent. Yep.
Okay. And what do you think Miss Marie does? Every time she gets a chance, she's using the word network marketing. She's not using ding dong, okay, which is the name of the person that sponsored her. She's not saying, well, Mr. Ding Dong did this to me. No, she's saying, well, I drove damn way, and I was just left out there, and she goes on this rant every time, all the time. And that just spreads, negativity spreads much faster and in a much larger scale than positive things, positive stories. So that's what happens. And all of a sudden it's rampant. Imagine that happening 365 days a year for the last 50 years, okay? That is where the negativity comes from. Guys, the business model is pure, okay? Now, how do you overcome the negativity when you're sitting there and you're prospecting somebody and you say, okay, how am I going to build a business when I mention the word network marketing or I mention MLM and the people run from me? Okay, how am I going to use the music to the ears message when I can't even get in front of people? Okay, because they say, is this network marketing? You know, and you're like, oh, what do I say? Yeah, but no, yes and no. You know what I'm saying, Miss Marie? We've all been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you say to yourself, well, how do you overcome that? Well, there again, that's where the music to the ears message comes into play. Here's why we teach you opportunity versus product. Okay. Why? Because, guys, everybody, what happens is, Miss Marie, you soften the blow by using the music to the ears message And by using the opportunity mindset, in other words, the opportunity first mindset, okay, in other words, the opportunity to join a growing company to maximize the financial opportunity it presents you. That is much softer, Miss Marie, and more enticing and more compelling than I just joined this new network marketing company and that's where all the money's made. You need to get in now. All right, get in now is a term that's been used over and over. It is tired, it's worn out, and it is a hot button making people run. Get in now while you can, right?
Or get in on the ground floor.
Yeah, get in on the ground floor. There you go. All right, those are terms you don't use. The reason why they're not part of the music to the ears message. Are we playing with people? No. We're highlighting the positives and the truths about the business model. Why do you join a new company? Because it's going through exponential growth. You're getting on the ground floor, so to speak. I hate using that term. It's a cliche people use. But you've got to catch a company at the right time while it's going through that phase one exponential growth. Why? Because that's where most of the wealth is created for the company and yourself. We talk about that all the time. Now, with that being said, you've got to tell the truth. Well, what is the truth? Hey, when I'm sitting down with Miss Marie, I'm a professional business builder. I just ran into this company that's going through a crazy growth phase. And I'm paraphrasing the music to their message because I never revealed the whole thing. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for people that understand, who want to live a high level lifestyle. That's what I do. I join these companies, or I access these companies to tap into the exponential growth they're going through so that I can make the type of money that will support the lifestyle, the high lifestyle that I want. Now, there again, I'm paraphrasing the music to the ears message. There's nothing in there about the company, nothing in there about the industry, nothing in there about the product or the comp plan. I'm telling them that I'm an experienced business builder. I'm all about the lifestyle. I'm all about the money. I've run into a company. I got to build a team. And guess what? I think you're a sharp individual. If you enjoy a high level lifestyle and you want to maintain that, but you want to get more personal time freedom, then guess what? We need to talk. All right. There again, paraphrasing. I'm highlighting what? All the positives, not the negatives. I'm staying away from the hot buttons. Why? Because the business model itself is inert. It's not positive. It's not negative. It's just sitting there waiting for a positive person to use it or a negative person to use it. It doesn't care how you do it, right, Miss Marie? It's just a business model. It just does what it does, okay, based on the individual. And the individuals are the ones that create the negativity or the positivity. That's it. Those are the positive stories that could come out of it. Miss Marie, there's a lot of life-changing, positive, empowering stories that are not told unless you have a trade magazine, a movie, a video highlight, whatever, or an interview where the industry, done correctly, has changed someone's life. And if it changes one person's life, Miss Marie, as you know, you're building a team, it's changed other people's lives below as well, right?
Absolutely. And that, again, that's one of the things where until you are engaged with a network marketing company, you don't hear a lot of those positive life change stories that are happening. You know, the school teacher that was able to retire early and support her family, send the kids to college.
Right.
You know, the woman who was able to get the surgery she needed for her child and they had to pay cash out of pocket because insurance wasn't covering it. I mean, there are so many amazing stories, but again, until you're engaged in the business, you don't get to hear those. No, you don't. And on top of that, Miss Marie, the thing is that there's many, many stories. There's more stories of positive than negative. What you guys hear, there's only one or two negatives. It's just network marketing. Oh my gosh. It's MLM. Oh my gosh. Well, I've heard people are taking advantage of. How are they taking advantage of? They just want to get in your pocket. Well, that's where the professional recruiters come in, Miss Marie, as we talk about. All they do is recruit. Okay, yeah, they are. They're trying to get in your pocket. But that's the reason why we do what we do. So we got to stay focused on how do you overcome the negativity, because that's what this episode's about. Guys, if you use the music to the ears message and if you lead with the opportunity instead of the product, you are in a position to overcome the negativity. Are you going to eliminate negativity 100%? No. If Miss Marie is totally against network marketing, Rob does what? He thanks her. What we tell to teach them, Miss Marie, always love them and leave them. Yep. Thank you for your time, Miss Marie. It was great talking to you. I'm glad we got to know each other. If you want, stay in touch. If you ever change your mind or have any further questions, feel free to get in touch with me. I'll see you later. I got to go. I got another appointment. And bam. Okay.
That's all you got to do. Love them and leave them. Okay. You never know if Miss Marie may come back around. She might think to herself, wow, that Rob was really nice. You know what? He didn't get upset when I said no. He didn't try to convince me. He didn't tell me this, tell me that. He didn't tell me anything. Okay. There's something there, and it may eat away at her where one day she calls and says, hey, just explain to me a little bit more. She may not join at the time. It may be a slow process. And once again, okay, well, here's why I joined, Miss Marie. And she calls me back a second time. Here's why I joined. I'm all about the lifestyle. It takes money to have the lifestyle I have. I understand the industry. I understand where the exponential growth takes place in phase one. I look for those companies because they provide me with the opportunity to maximize the financial growth they're going through. And I get to go along for that ride. That's what I do, Miss Marie. That's the reason why I called you. And then she hangs up the phone and saying, wow, okay, we didn't talk about the company, didn't talk about anything. She didn't ask about the company. Okay. Now, this is not promoting the prospecting process. This is showing you how I use the prospecting process we teach to overcome the negativity. How did I overcome the negativity? And as an example, I never brought up MLM. I never brought up network marketing. I never brought up Amway. I didn't say any of that. Okay. Now, if she says, is this a networking industry? I say, yeah, absolutely. That's where I'm able to create this kind of money within a year or two and have the life I want. And when I see a new company, my experience and knowledge has taught me, and I do things in an honest, ethical way. It's the reason why people flock to me. When I find a new company, people want to work with me. And I thought maybe you might be interested in doing the same. Okay, there you go. Now, what am I doing? I'm focusing on the positive things that I do in the business building process and making that financial opportunity work for me. Okay. Once again, Miss Marie, we didn't touch on one thing about the negativity. If Miss Marie says, well, what about this industry? How do you overcome this? I just say, you know what? If you decide to join, guess what? I'll teach you exactly how to do it. Those are great questions, but to be honest with you, it's a waste of time right now to go through all that. Let's just say that I focus on the positives that happen in this industry and I stay away from the negatives. And yes, there are a lot of negatives, but that's because unscrupulous people do unscrupulous things with this wonderful, clean, inert business model. Guys, that's all I've ever done. Now, I had to learn that, okay? And it's not a play on words because the business model, for yourself. You can look at the business model and you can look it up on the internet and you can see it sitting there, okay? Guess what? It's inert. It's not doing anything. Until you take action, the business model doesn't do a thing. It just sits there and says, hi, I'm network marketing. This is how I work. That's all it does, okay? The moment you access it, join a company and start your business building activity, Miss Marie, that's when the business model comes to life. Whether it's bad with a laundry ball approach or a professional recruiter that all he wants to do is get your money, guess what? That's when it can be bad. But on the other hand, you have Marie and Rob that access the business model in the correct way. There's a lot of positives that can come out of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we talk about the fact that you're using the network marketing company as a tool.
Yes.
To build your business, to build your wealth, to pursue your dreams and the level of success that you're after. And this network marketing model, as I always say, there is no better opportunity for the average person to achieve that level of income, lifestyle, and time freedom that you can with this business model.
Right. Right. And you know what, Miss Marie? There is no way that we can eliminate negativity 100%. That is not your goal, guys. Your goals, you have to understand, you set the tone for your business on your own activity. If Miss Marie sponsors me and she's doing everything negative and bad and having the experience and knowledge that I do, number one, I would never let her sponsor me. But here's the thing. Let's say I didn't. My guard was down. I joined her business, and I soon realized that she's not doing things the right way. This is really not a good. I don't want to be attached to this. Guess what? I start my own business building activity on my own organization in a positive way. She's doing. And if people say, "Well, you're sponsored by Miss Marie," there's all kinds of rumors out there. Look, I don't have nothing to do with that. She was just my gateway into the company. She helped me get an ID. I haven't talked to her since I joined. All right. That was 6 months ago. I am not associated with her in any way, shape, or form. I don't agree with what she's doing. And that's all I got to say. But the thing is that I have started my own positive business building process by doing what? The 5 simple steps, right? And that's it. And that's all I focused on. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep. I don't know that I could have said it any better.
And there you go. And here's the thing, as we close, guys, how do you overcome the negativity? Number one, your goal is not to change Marie's mind. Your goal is to share the opportunity using the Music to the Ears message, which does not mention the word network marketing, MLM, Amway, Nu Skin, nothing. Comp plan, nothing. It does what? It relays to her that I'm a professional. I have a system that allows me to access growing companies that are going through phase 1 growth, where all the exponential growth goes, where all the wealth is created. I'm all about the lifestyle and the money. I have learned how to access these companies. I have a system that allows me to do that, where we can make crazy money, maybe even create wealth in the first 2 years of activity. And if Mary goes, was this network marketing? I say, absolutely. It's the only place, the only business model where I can do this. I've been doing it X amount of years. I have a system, very simple, easy to learn, easy to use, that maximizes the financial opportunity. I never dodge the question, is this network marketing? Okay? Because once again, the Music to the Ears message either attracts people or pushes them away. Okay? You cannot hide the fact that it is network marketing. So why even try? She's going to find out. Okay? And I'm not ashamed of it. But the fact that it's a network marketing company is irrelevant. It's about accessing this company at the right time. And Miss Marie, you can use that too. Look, the fact that it's a network marketing company is irrelevant. It's about making money. It's about the lifestyle. Do you realize that 70% of the wealth is created in phase 1? I have a simple, easy to use and master system. 5 simple steps, that's all it is, that will leverage your time and your efforts while you maintain your job to build an incredible income on the side. Miss Marie, that's the story. That's how you overcome the negativity. Because when somebody walks away, when Miss Marie walks away, she's going to say, well, I don't necessarily understand what he's saying per se, but I do know about network marketing. I'm not really a fan of network marketing, but what he had to say, it's really intriguing. I understand what he's saying. Maybe I need to look into this further. And Miss Marie, that's all you can ask. Okay, Rob's goal wasn't to overcome the negativity. Rob's goal was to focus on the positive, to get the right message out to her that was truthful. Miss Marie, as we close, is it not true that a lot of the wealth is created in a phase 1 company?
Oh yeah, if you're looking for the high earning wealth, you've got to catch the phase 1 growth. Yes.
Is it not true that the business model, network marketing, allows you to join that network, that new company, and maximize, if you do it right, the business building process, maximize the financial opportunity, the explosive growth that new company's going through? Is that not true?
Yeah.
Whether you're using the 5 simple steps or not.
Yeah.
Right? That's
hey, if there's a better business model out there, if you find a better system, absolutely use it. You know, our system's not necessarily for everyone, but it's proven to be effective.
That's right. And it's very simple. And it's truthful. That's the reason why I ask you these questions. Because look, Miss Marie, these truths are self-evident. We don't need to talk about it. Okay? The network marketing business model, as we said, is inert. It's there. They can validate that. They can go on the internet. Yeah, it's a network marketing business model. Okay? And they can see, well, it doesn't say that it's good or it's bad. It's just there. Okay? Where does all the growth happen with a new networking company in phase 1? Well, there's no debating that. That's a self-evident truth. Oh, how can you say that? Well, because they went from 0 income to 50 million in the first year. I'd say that's pretty good proof, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people that made a lot of money during that time, right, Miss Marie?
Yep.
And that's not debatable.
As long as they're engaging and taking action. You can't just join a company going through hypergrowth and expect it to just magically rub off on you.
I know it, exactly. But you get my point. There's many stories that come out of that growth. There's many millionaires that are created, many great lifestyles that are created with that company during its $0 to $50 million growth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's no debating that, is there? There's 60 plus years of that history. Okay, that's self-evident, guys. How can you debate that? See, look, we teach you the truth. And then when we're prospecting, guess what we're doing? We're telling people the truth. We've run into a new company. It's going through explosive growth. We have a system that's simple and easy to do and use and master that will allow you to tap into this growing company, and you can create an incredible lifestyle and maybe even create wealth. There's a real possibility. I'm looking for partners who want to participate in that process. Okay? I mean, that's the message. There's nothing untrue about that message, Miss Marie. It's all positive. It's focused on the right things, right?
Yep.
All right. Wow. With that being said, we need to get off here. All right. Miss Marie, in closing, did we cover the subject matter correctly?
I think we did.
We clearly stated what we started the show with, how to overcome the negativity of the industry, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do not mention the word network marketing company, comp plan, none of that stuff. Those are hot keywords that will push people away, not attract them. Keywords like lifestyle, wealth, timing, those are things that will attract high quality people. All right, Miss Marie, that being said, as she stated earlier, if you want to listen to the podcast of the past week.
Yep, we have the replay available on the website. Just visit themlmsolution.net, and you can get there directly by using /show replay. But if you visit our website, themlmsolution.net, you will find the links there for our replays, either YouTube or Facebook. You can see the video, you can download the audio,
And
either way that works for you. So, and Rob is back. So I just covered that while you skipped out there for a second.
I don't know. I'm going to try something before tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, guys. With that being said, you did the podcast replay, right?
Yep.
All right.
All covered.
All covered. Also, guys, real quick, there we go. Become a beta tester. All you got to do is go to our website. Once again, the link at the top of the page, you'll see a link that will take you to the the lead site beta tester. And Miss Marie, I was working on the lead site this weekend, if you believe it or not. So a lot of great progress being made there. And guys, if you want to have a chance to be a beta tester, when we decide to test this thing out, you got to be on the list. And we'll contact you and let you know, hey, we're going to test it. Would you like to participate? The only way you can get on that list is by filling out the form. There's no shenanigans when you fill out that form. You'll get the free ebook, I Need Leads Now, but that's all you'll get. But you will get a email notification, which you want to save saying, hey, you are on the list. And we will keep you abreast of the progress that's being done on that. Miss Marie, today's been a rough episode, unfortunately.
Well, it's a Monday. We've got the Monday gremlins hitting us a little bit.
And it's so aggravating. I actually I'm using my iMac. I actually fixed it, found the actual fix on YouTube, and was shocked that it worked. But guess what? I'm not sure because the internet is working. When it happens, I go to something else while it's doing that, and I'm checking it, and it works when I do that. Does that make sense?
Well, it does, but let's get off the podcast and let people go about their business, and we'll figure out the tech side, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be back to smooth as silk.
Well, I only bring that up during the episode because I want people to know that we are working hard to overcome and try and figure out what these gremlins are, Miss Marie. I don't know if
we're working so hard we're taxing the equipment.
Well, it could be their server. It may not even be us. That's the reason why I test it while it happens, to see if it's us or the server. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Not to get off subject, but I just say that because I want people to know that we're trying very hard, because that's irritating for them too. I get it. And not rambling on here, but guys, we apologize. I'm telling you, we're working hard trying to figure this thing out. All right. That being said, Miss Marie, let's go.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.